2011 with this company, 2008 or no, 2000. 8 years with Karsten. I've been with my first degree was 2011.
Amazing. And your burning desire for business or your business?
I love to work on. I'd love to teach electrical theory and basically just let the business run itself. I like teaching people. It's fun. Let's see here.
That's a self-portrait.
Yeah.
Selfie. Chewy with a wrench.
Ryan, if Ryan Capitolo was here, he would love that. He is. We made that today. Just joking around. All right. Let's see. Oh, it's so weird when it's backwards.
So close.
Oh, so. All right. It's my why. Oh, that's too far. That's my why. Just playing around with AI. My wife had this made for Father's Day. It was so cool. That's our AI version of our son Obi and my daughter Caitlin, with my wife and myself, obviously. Notice there are no red lightsabers, Chris. Just wanted to point that out to you. So, yeah, there's my daughter now, 17. She's a Phil. That's us at Disneyland just recently, fulfilling a lifelong dream of going to see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You can see the character my daughter has. She sometimes terrifies my son. There's over in there, starting to get some personality. He is now walking and is a nightmare on wheels. But yeah, that's what I do. This is why I get up and do what I do every day. See us there walking to the park. We went to the park and instead of going through the playground stuff, he just wanted to walk around. So remember, kids, electricity is cool, but it will kill you. All right, let's have some fun. So, question: who wants to be brave to answer? What is a short circuit? Does anybody know? Is it an electrical fault where current flows along an unintended low resistance path? Is it the flow of electrons often bypassing the intended circuit, often creating excessive heat, sometimes leading to fire? Or is it a very cool 80s movie? D.
What is all of the above?
D. It is all of the above. That's a trick question. So have you ever seen Short Circuit? Is one of my favorite movies. So, fun fact, GFCIs can protect you from becoming part of that unintentional path. It's required pretty much everywhere. Well, she's almost everywhere these days. And it's probably going to be required everywhere in the next code cycle. But anywhere in kitchens, bathrooms, outdoors, sub-levels, essentially, it monitors what goes out. Fun fact, alternating current essentially doesn't flow in the path, in a linear path. It actually oscillates back and forth, it does this. And that picture right there with the arrows going back and forth, that's what's happening in a conductor, 60 cycles per second. So 1/60th of a second, it's this way, 1/60th of a second, it's that way, so on and so forth. Actually, it's one complete section. How many amps are in 6 milliamps? Does anybody know what the decimal is?
0.6.
Huh?
0.6.
Point?
0.006.
Thank you. Very good, sir. 0.006. What would you rather get shocked with? 15 amps or 0.006 amps?
Yeah, right.
0.006.
Well, 0.006 you probably don't notice. All right, what is an arc fault? An unintended electrical discharge that occurs when electricity flows through an unintended path, such as a gap between conductors or damaged wire. The intense current that can lead up to expansion of metal up to 67,000 times in milliseconds. The heat that can vaporize aluminum, basically liquefy metal. Is it, or is it C, an electrical explosion?
All of the above.
Thank you. All the above. That is right. And that picture right there is a recent accident. I cannot talk about where or what it is because it's a legal thing, but that recently happened. And unfortunately, it was not life-changing, and we had to go fix it for the customer, and it was a very awkward and not comfortable deal. But that's what happens when electricity blows up. So at AFCI, which is what monitors arc faults, okay, which is very common in homes today. This is a fun fact. Remember that cycle I talked about going this way and this way? So that positive curve and then the lower curve is 180-degree arc, and 180-degree arc, that's 1 millisecond. That's one cycle. An arc, or a loose connection, that's what it looks like on a sine wave. And an arc fault breaker can see that and it opens. So basically, what is the most common cause of an arc fault? This is a tough one. Loose connections. I mentioned in the previous slide, loose connections, which are very common. So here's why I bring it up, because when you have electricians, old school electricians don't like arc fault breakers, their solution is, well, just put on a standard breaker. No, what you're doing is you're just skirting the problem. An arc fault breaker is saying, hey, pay attention to me, there's something wrong here, one of my outlets is loose, or I've got a problem somewhere in my circuit, and you should pay attention to me so that we can avoid a fire. Remember I told you about that crazy accident? I promised to send you pictures. There it is. So a car struck a telephone pole went down, transformer blew up, all that current went down this person's wire to their home and in through their electrical panel. That hole was the weakest link. That was one of the lugs on the main breaker, and that's where most of the current went. And it blew up, and I don't think I got a picture of the door, but the door contained the explosion. Nobody was home. Guy just came home and found his electrical panel like this. It's crazy. There's a close-up of it right there. And if you look inside here, there's where the explosion happened. It went like this, and you can kind of see the blackness, right? How this is sort of protected because it was shielded by all those breakers. Very crazy freak scenario. I mean, even having surge protection probably wouldn't have stopped this. So, same. But it went all the way through as a whole electrical system, and that's what they do is outlets. It literally blew up. It was like a freak thing. I mean, it was crazy. Troubleshooting this was crazy. Turns out that his grounding electrode system was the weakest link. And that's why we need to have a good grounding electrode system. Those are 2 ground rods and all the bonding to your cold water pipes and stuff. It's very important. One minute. Is following the NEC National Electrical Code the best way to install electrical? No. Who said no first? I saw Susie raise her hand first.
I've been in class before.
That's right, it's the minimum. The electrical code is the minimum. So people when people brag about doing the electrical code, yeah, I did it to code. Well, they're bragging about doing the minimum. Congratulations. The code is basically the minimum level of safety. There are better ways to do it, and a lot of us will recommend that because we like to sleep better at night. So the best referral for me is somebody who understands that. I'm not the cheapest electrician in town. There are certainly more expensive electricians, but what I will tell you is that what I stand behind is quality and safety. Any questions?
On that power box that blew up, is the only thing that you had to replace was the main breaker?
Oh no,
Had to replace everything?
the entire thing. Yep. Once it's compromised, it's like a chain. You stretch it. Once it's stretched, it's the weak link. You can't ever trust it again.
Sounds a big insurance claim.
What happened to all the, and everything that was plugged into the outlets of that house?
Oh yeah, great question. So all his gaming, he's a huge gamer. All gone. All the smart TVs, all gone. Now that might have, if you had surge protection, might have helped with some of that equipment. You did not, unfortunately. So
With a surge protector?
usually, yeah, surge protectors. That's what they do. They knock that down, and they usually die doing it. That's okay. That's their intended purpose. They're cheap. They're not that expensive. So when you have situations like that, not like that. That was a little normal.
No, oh my God.
Hey, Shawn.